Good evening. What else, other than food and Mike Solomonov, could bring together more than 1,000 people tonight? Jewish food combines flavors and traditions from all over the world, and the way it brings people together truly makes it deliciously extraordinary. After all, who doesn't savor the crispy tops of kugel, flaky rugula, and sweet and sour brisket? Before I get too hungry thinking about this, let me introduce the evening. I am Robin Hedelman Weinberg, incoming president of the Jewish Federation of Greater Washington. We are delighted to have you here. We have an ASL interpreter joining us, and closed captions are available by clicking Show Subtitle at the bottom of your screen. Please use the Q&A function and your questions will be magically answered. Food has always been fundamental to Jewish ritual, life, and culture. Food inspires the rhythm of the Jewish calendar: challah on Shabbat, latkes on Hanukkah, matzah on Passover, chicken soup anytime. Sitting around a table and with family and friends is an opportunity to rejoice in our food and summon the souls of the past. Cooking Jewish food is a gateway to the deeper parts of Jewish identity, unlocking stories and memories and creating new ones. Food is love. It strengthens families, communities, and builds relationships. Federation knows this only too well, as it has invested over $3.5 million to meet the needs of individuals and families living below the poverty line, Holocaust survivors, people facing mental health issues, and victims of domestic violence, all of whom are confronting food insecurity. Federation is also focused on our security. We are leading the most ambitious and comprehensive effort ever undertaken to strengthen and protect every institution in our Jewish community. That means increasing active shooter training, monitoring threats, and tracking anti-Semitic communications. We do all of this so our community can thrive. Thank you to Federation for bringing us together and keeping us nourished. Speaking of nourished, I am thrilled to introduce 5-time James Beard Award-winning chef Mike Solomonov, a champion of Israel's diverse culinary landscape. He is co-owner and head chef of Philadelphia's Zahav restaurant, in addition to Federal Donuts and Dizengoff, to name a few others, and co-author of 3 cookbooks. Last year, he brought the wonderful grill house Laser Wolf to Brooklyn. He will be joined by DC native Sarah Poland, a former stand-up comedian turned soup maker who co-founded Supergirl, Beyond Delicious. Her mission is to change the world one bowl of soup at a time. She is committed to fighting food insecurity and ending hunger in our neighborhood and beyond. I'm looking forward to hearing more about that. Chef Mike and Sarah, welcome.
Hello.
Oh. Thank you so much, Robin, for that wonderful introduction. Chef Mike, I'm ecstatic to be here. As Robin said, food, Jews and food, simchas, chagim, we attach so much symbolism to it, and it's a source of great pride for us. And so that's why I'm overjoyed to be sharing the screen with you tonight. And I'm also ecstatic that you're not only going to teach us to cook, but you're going to teach us to cook with one hand, which is really special. So Chef Mike, let's talk food. What are we cooking tonight and how are we doing it with one hand?
All right, so great. I had to get a rotator cuff surgery, and dinner never stops in our household, so we got to make things happen. So I've got 2 special guests with us. David, come say hi. Lukey, come say hi.
Hi.
I've got David and Lucas Solomona, my sons, that are going to be sous chef with me tonight. Guys, can you say hi?
Hi.
Okay, good. All right, so we're going to be making a couple of things tonight. We're going to be making chocolate almond cake, all right, which is great, gluten-free, delicious, wonderful for Pesach, but really, really good for like breakfast even. We're going to also be making our chraime, which is spicy North African fish, the alternative, one would argue the better alternative to gefilte fish. Don't mean to offend anybody out there. And then we're also going to be making our watermelon and Bulgarian feta salad with olives. So easy. And I've got my sous chefs here that are going to be helping us out to show you how to do it, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna start, since we're making everything entirely in real time, which means we're not doing any Hollywood, there's been nothing prepared. I'm gonna actually get everybody working right now. Bear with me, I know that you also are gonna have a ton of questions. Feel free to ask, right? We've got a chat box, pretty active chat box that's gonna be happening. So please feel free to ask questions. We'll talk Jewish food, we'll talk cooking with one arm, whatever it is that you want, okay? But first, what we want to do is get our chocolate melted, all right, which we have over here. Let me just bring it into frame. Let's see if you can see it. No? Okay. I'm going to bring it all the way over here. Now, I've got a double boiler. What does that mean? What do you guys think that means?
The double boiler, I think, is like where you put like one hot pan and under like a bowl that has like something that's a little hot,
So it doesn't burn, actually. So we've got a pot here with water, and then we've got a stainless steel bowl that has got chocolate and butter in it. All right. And the reason that we do this is because if we just put chocolate in a pan and turn it on low heat, there's a very good chance that chocolate is going to break. Right. We don't want it to singe. The other thing is butter actually has a higher melting point than chocolate, which is crazy. When it's cold, butter is harder to melt, or it takes a little bit longer to melt than chocolate. So the steam underneath this bowl is actually going to cook it really gently and really uniformly. All right, so we've got this melted chocolate with butter. We're going to go back over to the stove. All right, everybody at home, Diddy, come join me over here. All right, we're going to crack eggs into our mixture. All right, Dave, you want to go for it? Crack it, right on top. Okay, and then right in here. Right in. Beautiful.
Chef, quick question for you. If you can, if participants want to make this parve, can they use like a margarine or a vegan butter, or is it really butter is essential to the recipe?
No, that's a great question. We actually use a product called Violife right now, which is a fantastic vegan butter. So good. Margarine would work. Coconut oil would also be great as well.
Great.
So no,
So
this could be carb, and this could, this is gonna have no gluten as well. So it really checks a lot of the boxes of dietary restrictions these days. I just want to ask you, do you guys have a good picture of what's happening right now back there?
yeah,
Or
we've
should
got
I-
the eggs going
Okay.
on the top of the screen. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Okay, so Lukey, let's mix this up, please. Yep, drop it in. So we've got 4 eggs that are going right into the melted chocolate into the butter. We're gonna throw in, should you grab a whisk, Bubba? Grab a whisk. We're gonna whisk this up with sugar. All right, yep.
And Chef,
Yeah.
just to confirm, it was Viola Life butter, right? We had a couple questions. Viola Life, that's the one.
Violife, right? It should
Violife.
be- Yep, VIA. Yeah, start with.
Via Life butter, everyone.
All right, so we've got our mixture of chocolate and butter that is melted. Chef Lucas over here is whisking in these eggs. I'm helping him out just so they don't sort of cook. Take this off the stove. All right, chefs, follow me over here. We're on our cutting board, and we've got our almond flour, and we've got our sugar right here.
And we're creating a situation, right? This is a situation. It's a
This is- This is a chocolate almond situation right now.
okay.
And what we're doing is, and I don't know why we call it that, because it's not really a cake, and it's certainly not mousse. And I think that like the Jersey Shore was really, really popping when we came up with this. And I feel like there was actually a character named The Situation. So that
Yeah.
became sort of code word for everything.
Chocolate almond situation. That's what we have going on. And that burner, was it medium, hot for the situation?
That's a great burner. That's a great question. So the burner itself is pretty hot. The only issue that you have with double boilers like that is when the steam billows over and gets into the chocolate, it will end up, it can actually, the water is not very good for chocolate. So you want to make sure that once it starts like boiling, you actually turn it down so steam doesn't get into the chocolate. But you can see, it just kind of mix this up. How's it look?
That looks
Good. Okay, nice and mixed, very, very simple. let's actually add a pinch of salt in it too. All right, there you go. All right, now Lukey, you're gonna get over here. We're gonna put a little bit of olive oil into this pan. All right, now, right before David puts the situation batter, which I actually eat also on top of ice cream, which is, I know, a little bit like weird to say, but it's quite delicious. We're gonna have Lucas start sauteing the vegetables for the creme in the back, okay? So we wanna saute peppers and onions over medium heat. Luke, you follow me over here?
Chef, if people don't want to use the double boiler, is a microwave okay for melting the butter and the chocolate?
Microwave is okay. I do prefer using the double boiler because I feel like you get a very good sense of the temperature or the intensity. Sometimes like medium and high in a microwave are kind of like different. You know, there's the metric is like a little bit all over the place too. So melting butter and chocolate in a microwave does work, but this is a cool fruit play, and it looks cool, and you can impress your friends, right? All right, so David, is that all mixed up?
Oh, yeah, it looks mixed up to me.
Okay, great. Okay, so we're gonna then let's pour this in here. So this is a little sort of non-stick pan that we've oiled. All right, we're gonna pour the batter in. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, leave it. All right, I'll put that, there you go. We'll just throw that in the sink. And then we're gonna take our batter and we're gonna put it right into our oven. It's at 375. Dave, can you open that door, please?
375, okay.
Great. Put it in, close it. Excellent. Now, while that's going, we're gonna let this cook and cook and cook. You probably got some questions wondering if you can make the batter ahead of time and refrigerate it or freeze it, which you absolutely can. You just want to make sure that out of the freezer or out of the fridge, you rinse it, you like run it under cold water until it thaws completely. You don't want to put a chocolate almond situation batter ice cube into a pot or pan or bake it, because then you'll end up with medium rare batter in the middle. Okay, so very, very good. Now, while that's happening, we've got Lukey back here sauteing in oil onions and peppers. We're going to throw in a little bit of slivered garlic right here. Now, just do me a favor. I like to take liberty. I realize that we're all very, very busy people. Don't get the pre-minced garlic with oil. It's gross. It's like botulism-y, and it also smells like the back of a delivery truck. We don't want that, okay? So
And
you
Chef,
can
speaking of oil, what oil are we cooking into right now?
olive oil,
Olive oil, everyone.
ton of olive oil, ton. We're gonna add the garlic and we're gonna cook it on medium heat until the garlic gets really, really fragrant, okay? Chef Lucas is using a wooden spoon, right? Lukey?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's add a bit more olive oil to that as well. How's that look? Good. Let's keep this right over the heat. And we're gonna let this cook, and we're gonna also, while this is now sauteing, you know what I hate? I hate it when you like put everything in a pot and layer it, and then at the very end, you add your salt and spice. That is like not the way to develop flavor. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of salt right now. We're gonna add maybe a little bit of dried paprika. We're gonna add some fresh chilies. Look at these. Long hot peppers. This is Philadelphia right here, folks, okay? But works really, really well with the Libyan Sabbath fish stew, okay? And the point is, go to your farmer's market, go to your local market. If you're growing peppers in the backyard, use what you have, because you're gonna create something totally new and exciting. These are usually on like meat sandwiches in Philadelphia. Fried long hots are like the condiment with like cheesesteaks, with like other very non-kosher steaks or sandwiches here in Philly, and they're fantastic for the scrammy. So I've got some of those chopped up. All right, we're gonna throw those in there as well. It's gonna be nice and spicy.
What happens if you add the spices too late and the salt too late?
So nothing will happen necessarily. I just like the way that you develop flavor by cooking and adding Like, I think that the flavor is better. I think that there's more depth of flavor. It's more robust. And I think it's just a bit like the flavor of cooked and raw spice and cooked and raw herbs are totally different. Speaking of which, we're gonna have Chef David tear a little bit of this dill and cilantro. Check this out with his hands. Just rip it up with your hands, bro. There you go.
Delicious.
Delicious. There you go. Delicious. Hans over here, guys. Beautiful. All right. So Davey is gonna just take this. This is dill. Yeah, that's great. Dill and cilantro, maybe a little bit of parsley. We're gonna add that to our onion and our pepper sofrito that's cooking right now. Dave, you wanna throw that in?
Yeah.
All right, good. Yeah, throw it right in there.
That's literally just hand ripped. There's nothing fancy going on here.
I've got the only hand I have available right now is my non-dominant hand, and even though my kids know how to use a knife, we're not gonna test faith here. So we're just gonna be using our hand. I want you to know as well, you don't need fancy knives for this. I want you to be able to be comfortable just sort of cooking here, okay? Right, all right, Chef Lucas, how does it smell?
Smells pretty good.
Pretty good, I'll take it. I will
Pretty
take it.
good, chef.
Pretty good is as good as it gets. These are very critical chefs and kids. Jamie, what you're gonna do now, we've got branzino fillets. At home, you can use cod, you can use salmon, you can use really whatever it is that you like. It works all very, very well with this. What I do like to do though, as it relates to what I was saying before, is sort of pre-season. Okay, so what we're gonna do is take the fillets, you're gonna sprinkle some salt on top of this branzino. All right, nice and high, more salt than that, nice and high. Why do you think we do it high, bud?
To even it out.
To even it out, exactly.
Even out the
Exactly.
salt. And if people are on low salt diets or don't like salt, any recommendations on how to bring out flavor or work with less salt?
I knew you were gonna ask me that.
I knew
and
you knew I was
respect-
gonna ask that.
I respect your question. I actually think that nutritional yeast is delicious. I think it works really, really well. It's very, very healthy. Let's give it a flip. And I would say that the way that Chef David and I are pre-seasoning the fish, you can, yeah, throw it on. You can actually use just a little bit of salt and allow it to sort of cure or season at room temperature for an hour or two. And the fish will actually, the salt will actually permeate the fish as well, okay? I will also say that you can substitute other spices to give a little bit of depth of flavor to. Nothing is gonna replace salt. Nutritional yeast does a very good job of that too.
Vegan.
And I know everybody gets weird about that. We're finding out that MSG is actually way better for you than people thought. It got a really, really bad rap in the 50s. And I know it's like controversial, but MSG, I think, is you can make like a low sodium salt seasoning mix with like equal parts MSG and salt, and it actually reduces your sodium by a ton. So,
Well, Chef,
yeah.
speaking of controversy, I do have a very controversial question for you.
I love it.
Cooktop, are we cooking with natural gas? Are we cooking with electric? Are we burning down the planet by cooking this branzino? What are we doing? And how
Oh
is it impacting cooking?
You asked me a lot of questions that I'm not going to get the right answer for, but I will tell you that we are not cooking with gas right now. We are cooking with electric. Everybody's like, what? You don't have induction? The reality is, I renovated my house before we moved to this house in South Philadelphia, and I wanted an island with like a cool little downdraft bed. And in the height of the pandemic, everything was like 100% more than it should have been, right? Everything was really expensive. And my contractor was like, why don't you just get electric? Even though it doesn't look super cool, it looks dated, it's inexpensive. It's so easy to clean. You literally take a paper towel, just like wipe it off. And it's also very, very good for the environment. And then like 2 months later, everybody was like, natural gas is terrible and yada, yada. So I can't comment necessarily about natural gas. We obviously use gas in our commercial kitchens. We also use a ton of charcoal, which is good. I've got a non-induction electric burner right now. I cook a ton at my house, and I think that our food is objectively speaking very, very good. So I don't know. I feel like if you're going to renovate, you know what's also cool about this? And this is so uncool that it's cool, is that this is all stock stuff that you can get from like Lowe's or Home Depot. There's no wait time. There's no wait time. Listen, having a fancy custom stove is great. I just find it to be really hard to clean and super expensive. So there you go. And you know what? My Bulgarian Savta that lived in Lod, she cooked with one like butane burner or 2 electric burners and 1 toaster oven, and her food is 1,000% better than mine. Okay, so let's go back over here. Now we've got our chocolate almond situation in the oven. It's cooking, hopefully very, very well. We've added our salt to our branzino. Chef David, do you want to open this up?
Yeah.
We're going to use a little bit of harissa powder, but you can use Aleppo, you can use cumin. As I said before, if you want to go low salt, go heavy on the spice. Doesn't have to be piquant. You can use sweet paprika, but if you want to develop depth, this is the time to do it. Yeah, you want to sprinkle some on. And we're doing this a little bit early. Why? Because we're gonna have this really, really flavorful stew. I don't want bland fish just hanging out in there. And if we're trying to go low salt, again, this is your opportunity. The longer the salt and the chili sit with the fish, actually the less salt you really need to use, because it's gonna really get in there and sort of permeate, okay? That looks great. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Okay, good. Well, as long as you think it looks good, that's great. So we're gonna let this sit and hang out. All right, let's go over to this sofrito, this onion and pepper stew that Chef Lucas has going. Now that looks good, right? Because it does, right? Yeah. So the garlic isn't caramelized, the onion isn't caramelized, but the peppers, everything else is sort of almost translucent. And the oil is taking on the flavor now of all those things in there. So we're going to add a little bit of this tomato product. This is just crushed tomatoes. All right, give it a nice stir. Beautiful. All the way around that, okay? All the way around. All the way around. You got it. All the way around. We'll turn this down a little bit so it spits less, right? It burns a little bit. You get used to it, but okay, so now we're gonna cook this.
And what level of heat are we cooking on right now?
What'd you say?
Low, medium, high? Are we cooking with a lot of heat? Are we kind of mellow in the middle?
That's a great question. We're medium right now. What I don't want to do is caramelize these vegetables. What I also don't want to do when we deglaze the tomato product is burn my son's hand, because he will never come back and cook with me again.
That would be,
All right.
that would be awkward. Quick question, what would lead to caramelization? When do we need to adjust the heat?
Exactly. So we want to drop the heat as well. You can see the onion browning a little bit on the outside. It's a little too hot, so you want to drop it down. Drop it down a little bit low. All right. And then what we're going to do is add a little bit more olive oil here. And this tomato product that we're using is a little bit thick. So what I'm going to do, that's right, stir. I'm going to actually add just a couple shots of water. Okay. What we want to do, the fish itself is going to basically confit or cook in this oil and this juice, but we need a little bit of water in there just to bring the sort of sauce together. So let's just do.
And do you have a favorite brand of harissa that you're using?
Favorite brand of harissa? We make harissa. We've got a really, really easy recipe. You can just Google Zahav harissa. I think that New York Shuk has got a pretty good harissa, but you can also buy the North African, can't remember the brand. It's not my moons, but it's something like that. It's in a tube. Do you remember that? It's like, looks like an old school toothpaste tube.
It looks like toothpaste, yes.
Yeah, you can brush your teeth with it, or you can carry it around with you.
And it lasts forever. Yes.
Lasts forever.
Yes.
It's non-perishable. You want to pour it in? Okay, so we're just going to pour a little bit of that in there. Not all.
Chef, we have another excellent question. You said sofrito. What's the difference between sofrito and mirepoix? And for people who don't know, mirepoix is your classic carrot, celery, onion, great base for any soup. So what's a sofrito?
Yeah. I think you answered that, Chef, basically. So carrot, okay, so it's mirepoix is 2 parts onion, 1 part celery, 1 part carrot, generally speaking. And that's the base for essentially everything French, but certainly soups and broths, right? Sofrito is usually onion, garlic, and pepper. But really, it's also sofrito is also a Sephardic overnight stew. So sofrito is usually when you make like cholent, but like deeply Sephardic cholent. But now it refers to, and this is in a lot of like modern Spanish. I mean, modern, I mean like turn of the century till now, like including tapas or Basque cuisine. It's usually pepper, onion, and garlic. Also referred to in the French, like in like Provence area in France, it's called like piperade as well. Okay. It also sounds cool. Really, it just
That
sounds cool.
basically, it really sounds cool. And I have to pause just for a moment here. Speaking of cool, when I think cool, I think Jewish Federation. Because truly, I'm just having so much fun with your boys and with you cooking this Jewish food. And you know, Jewish Federation is behind the scenes tonight and behind the scenes in our lives doing amazing work. You know, Robin talked about it a little bit, but they're literally spending millions of dollars feeding those in need in our community. They're spending millions of dollars keeping us safe and helping to fight anti-Semitism, to you know, work with other partner organizations to instill pride and a feeling of safety and security. But tonight, the reason I'm so excited to be here is this sense of pride. We are cooking Jewish food. You're teaching people here how to cook this beautiful Jewish food. And I just wanted to pause and thank the Federation for having this beautiful evening and just quietly doing the work behind the scenes, like your sons, quietly doing the work behind the scenes. So let's keep going. But I had to pause and, you know, show some nachas. Federation. Let's keep going. Let's keep cooking.
I'm throwing a little nachas back to you and back to everybody here and back to the Federation and certainly my sons. But to be able to cook as a community, whether it be in person, online, but to have over 1,000 people right now making food that really tells the story of our people, right? Tells the story of resilience, the door of the door aspect. And I'm not just saying that because I'm cooking here with my sons, but you know, thank you. Thanks for having us. Also, I think the food's going to be very, very good.
The food
All right.
is going to be en fuego. Someone just said the peppers and the harissa can make a lot of heat. How do we balance that if we've gone a little overboard?
I don't know. I think a little overboard is the way that you should actually be cooking. But yeah, if it go a little bit too, you can add lemon juice to it. You can add a little bit more olive oil, a little bit more tomato paste to let it mellow. But once you add the fish, which we're going to do right now, it's going to release a little bit of liquid and that should mellow it too. But what I want to do is just take a minute. You don't rub your eyes, but okay, the peppers are going to burn your eyes. All right? Okay. Yeah, that's a big lesson for everybody here. You don't want to rub your eyes after you're messing with peppers. Okay?
Oh, I've made that mistake.
Here, you didn't touch the peppers?
I was just talking.
Okay, so you're okay. All right, good, great. Okay, that was like a little public service announcement. But listen, we've got this little cooked sofrito here right now, which is just on its own amazing. Think about this. You could add rigatoni to this and a little Parmesan cheese. You could chill this and put this on toast with a little bit of feta. Like what you have here is something fantastic. And what I was saying to you before, which is we want to cook in layers. So like every single layer, you're like, wow, that's delicious. You could eat this sofrito right now by itself and it would be special, which means that like at the end of this whole thing, you're going to have something truly special because so much love has kind of gone into it. Okay. So I added a little bit more tomato product. We're going to add our fish. If you want to lay it down in there.
Pick the fish with my hand.
Yes, stick the fish in with your hand. It's
After
not. It's Franzino, it's sea bass. Okay.
that, I think David should wash his hands.
I think that you're absolutely right. David said after this, he should wash his hands.
Yeah.
And he's absolutely right.
And Chef, I have one of my favorite questions here. Is there a vegetarian version of this? Meaning, could this work with tofu? Could this work with another protein? Could we, you know, put in some tempeh, maybe make a bean stew? What do you think?
Absolutely to all those things. You can definitely throw tempeh in. I think tofu would work the best. But what I prefer you to do is either roast or sear the tofu first in a little bit of oil. So it's not just like it doesn't turn into like tofu soup. We don't want that.
Exactly, yeah.
I would also say that halloumi cheese would be like really good in this as well. I also think that like sweet potatoes would be absolutely fantastic and a superfood. So all those things. Theoretically, you could also cook like a piece of chicken breast in this and it would be pretty sick too. I'm just saying. So yeah, by all means, do it. Now, what I like about this as well, you know what we didn't do? We didn't bring lemons. And I feel like an idiot because we really need lemons for this. Excuse me.
We not have it.
Do we not have lemons? We have lemon juice. You want to grab some lemon juice out of there, bud?
Yeah.
Can't even believe we don't have lemons here. It's like embarrassing, I'll chalk it up to having one end. Now, we do have some lemon juice in the fridge. This is not fresh lemons, and I'm telling on myself, everybody. I've got lemon juice, okay?
You heard it here first, guys. Chef Mike, he is using a shortcut with no garlic shortcuts. Lemon juice.
To be clear, no garlic shortcuts. No, I think
There's
the
a
garlic
line,
you can buy it.
people.
Yeah, okay, let's squeeze it right in there, Dave. All right, and then we're just gonna, that's perfect. Okay, Dave, stick it back in, and then I want you to tear some more fresh herbs, throw it right on top, okay? Now what we're gonna do, our friends, we're gonna, just put this on low heat, and we're just gonna give this a quick cover. All right, and Dave, when those herbs are ready, we're gonna bring them right over and throw them right on top, okay?
How much?
Chef, what is the story behind this dish? Did you say it's what's Jewish? Is it North African? Is it Sephardic? Talk Jewish to me.
It's well, it's super Jewish. This is the Sabbath fish stew. Dave, that's enough. You can throw it right on top. And this is what Libyans, Moroccans, throw it right in there. Libyans, Moroccans, Tunisians, I don't think Egyptians, but maybe Egyptians eat on Friday nights or on Saturdays. This is the gefilte fish of the sort of, I hate to say Sephardic because that's a lazy shortcut, right? That's just saying like, that's basically making it either be Ashkenazi or Sephardic. This is North African. Most North African Jews came from Spain, so sure. But basically this is eaten in, nearly 50% of Jewish households across the
Very
world.
Jewish.
And this is what, oh yeah, this is so good. And what's nice about it is because the fish is cooking in this oil with all the spices and now lemon juice and the herbs, I actually think it makes fantastic leftovers. And even eating it freezing cold is like delicious. On matzah out of the fridge, what? Forget it. It's like the best over the sink dish ever. So I really love it. I also think that, as I said before, you've got these peppers and the garlic and all the amazing things that are cooked in the oil. You could toss that with pasta, but you could take this creme leftover and toss it with spaghetti, and you got something really, really special too. And if you want to make it a little spicier, add some more cayenne, add some more fresh chilies, add some more Aleppo, whatever you want. If you don't want that spicy, you want it to be more tomatoey, you can just add a little bit more tomato product. All right. So we're going to move on really quickly to the easiest thing, but arguably one of the most important. This is watermelon and Bulgarian cheese. I know we say Bulgarian feta. Greeks get really mad about this because feta is actually a DOP. It's like only a Greek thing. So we call this Bulgarian cheese, even though it's made in the feta style. And this is, if you've all been to Israel before, this is Bulgarit. This is like the cheese that's in the horekas. It's the cheese that's on the watermelon. It's the cheese that's at like the breakfast, the hotel breakfast that you just like cover with za'atar and eat with chopped salad. It's my favorite thing in the world. And it's like really nice and creamy. It's not too salty. It's not too biting, and it works then with things. It's basically almost like a goat cheese substitute. So we're gonna take watermelon that we've just simply cut up. David, you're gonna sprinkle some salt first on top, okay?
Salt on watermelon. Has the
A
world
little
gone
bit of
mad?
salt.
Wow.
A little bit of salt on watermelon.
Okay, let's do it.
Nice and high, right? Right? Yeah, a little bit more. And the reason we do that is because we want the watermelon to be seasoned, right? You don't want to get a piece that doesn't have feta on it and be like, no, this is bland, right? All right, so now we're gonna just basically build. We're gonna take some of the cheese, Dave. We'll show everybody the cheese first. All right, really, really simple. You want Bulgarian cheese. You can get this now in most fancy supermarkets, but you can definitely order it special. You want to sprinkle some on top, Dave? Yeah. Good amount.
Like cubes.
Break it up like that. Shower the watermelon with it.
While the cheese shower is happening, we've got a few questions. With the fish, were we supposed to turn it down, and how long are we simmering, cooking it for while we're doing the watermelon shower?
Okay, so I heard the second part of that question. We got a little bit of freeze. We are cooking it until it's just barely cooked through, which means that we're going to take it off the heat and we're going to cover it and let it go. But reality is I like to cook it medium well with the idea that it's going to carry over cook a little bit as well. So with the branzino fillet like that, we're talking a few minutes. If it's a salmon steak or striped bass or something really hearty, probably closer to 10 minutes. But again, I really put this back on you. If you guys want to eat it medium or medium rare, totally fine. I think it's fine. All right.
It's not for.
More. Yeah.
What I'm hearing from you is that we're supposed to be having fun in the kitchen.
What you're hearing from me is that there are no such things as mistakes.
There we go.
That we learn. And the other thing that we know is that my grandmother's a better cook than most of us, which is fine. But the reality is, you do any of this with the people that you love, or you get to cook with the people that you love, it's going to be delicious. That's what makes a good meal. It's company, right? All right, I think that's enough. All right, so yeah, so Dave's gonna rinse off his hands really quickly. Let's go over to Sous Chef Lucas over here. Take a look. All right. Oh, beautiful.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
remember, I turned this off and I'm letting this carry over, and you can see the fish is, right, it looks good, right? So the fish is opaque, right, which means it's ready to go. We're gonna give this a flip. Chefs, Dave, do you wanna grab a spatula and give it a flip? or no?
Yeah, sure.
All right, we'll do it. Perfect. Now while David is flipping it, all right, I'm gonna check on this situation right here, which looks good. The situation is out of the oven. Look at that, friends. We did that here in real time.
That's a beautiful situation. Now, I did get we got a question earlier. You're doing that, it looks like in a cast iron, or not even, no, you're doing that in a, can that be done in a baking dish? A Pyrex? Do we need a fancy situation?
We don't do fancy. We don't do fancy here. You can use cast iron would be great. Teflon, presuming, like if you wrap the plastic handle with aluminum foil, you can actually bake it in the oven. Pyrex, as long as it's sort of oiled properly. We use disposable aluminum tins. Yeah, you don't have to get fancy here.
Situation is
And this is a nice pan. This is only because people give me free stuff sometimes to cook with. So
Nice to be the chef.
okay. All right, so let's get back here. So the fish. Oh man, I gotta show you this fish. This is crazy. Good job, Luki. Do you want to jump down to it? Okay. Look at this climate, everybody. Look what we just made. Look what we just made right now. So good, right?
Woo!
Guys, can you grab that towel, that pink towel? All right, I want you to lay it down right here, Dave, on the counter, right over there. Okay, so now while this is happening, Luki, you're gonna. That's okay. Good job. Beautiful. Now we've got our frame over here resting. Now while that's happening, Lucas, you're gonna pick some of these herbs: parsley, dill. Which one do you like?
I like parsley.
All right, I want you to pick some parsley leaves and throw it right on top of the fish. Pick the leaves off the stem and then tear it with your hands and throw it right in there. Not all, just a handful. Do whatever you want. It's fine. Throw it in. All right, now the reason that we're doing that, we put the herbs in earlier and they cooked, and now we're gonna put the herbs in and they're gonna be basically raw, lightly steamed, and that's gonna round out the flavor of this, okay? Now, while that's happening, Dave, you're gonna take these olives, all right? We got some black olives. Now, you can get fancy Bulgarian or Tunisian oil cured olives, the black ones, or Moroccan olives, very, very good. You can get like bitter green olives, the ones that we get from Israel that are delicious, really bitter. Not a lot of people love them here in the States, but that's okay. You can also get California like pitted black olives, which are like the gateway olive, right? They're really, really buttery. Remember, I'm like trying to get my kids to not be alienated by my cooking, so I think that's fine. But the point is, you want to use what you like. It doesn't have to be, like tradition says that it should be an oil cured Bulgarian olive. They're very fruity, but really, really pungent. So I don't want to do that. We've got our cheese, we've got our olives. I want to get everybody loving this. We've got these California olives right here that are pitted. We're just going to crush them with our hands.
Oh, okay.
All right. And we're going to throw some on it. All right. Go for it. Beautiful. Lukey, throw the rest in there. Gorgeous.
Chilies.
Gorgeous. Just do another small handful. And then I've got some toasted pistachios. We're going to sprinkle that right on top. Okay. Simple. It looks like
good.
it looks very good. Why? Because pistachios are basically like the spring vegetable of the nut world. They're going to be nice and fresh, really herbaceous. And think about this. You've got like earth, right? You've got like this pistachio sort of earthy, nutty flavor, and then you've got this sour and fresh from the Bulgarian cheese. You've got the buttery but also briny olives, and you've got this really fresh, really sweet watermelon. We're going to do a little fragrant with more torn mint. Lukey, can you tear some on there too?
And just to clarify, just for folks who are missing it, it's Bulgarian cheese, because the recipe says feta, but you're using Bulgarian.
Yeah. I'm saying on the record that we call it Bulgarian cheese just because our friends from Greece get really upset when we say
Understood.
Bulgarian feta.
We are keeping the
But,
peace tonight.
wink, wink, we know what it is, right? All right, so let's take a look at this. What do you guys think? This looks beautiful, right?
And if there's some olive haters in the mix, anything they can try to capture similar flavor, but not olive.
I feel like the easiest thing to do would be like capers or something, but if you don't like olives, you probably don't like capers, which is totally fine. Honestly, I think just like pickled like asparagus or something like that would be really good on there too. All right, what do you guys think? We'll just put some olive oil on top.
Yeah.
You know what? You don't have to do anything. If you just simply did the cheese and the watermelon, you're in great shape. I like dousing it with olive oil just because I'm a one-trick pony. All right. Look at that.
Woo.
So beautiful, so simple. Literally, children can make it. And then we've got our almond chocolate situation over here. You guys seeing this?
Can that be made with regular flour, or must it be made with almond flour?
You can do it with regular flour, but why would you? I mean, unless you're allergic, I guess you could use something else. But no, this is what you want because it's nutty. And what do you want to eat? You want to taste this?
I'll try.
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Try it. Okay, good. Yeah. No, because look, this is kosher for Passover now too. And all your gluten friends, which we have more of them now than we did 5 years ago, are going to come
Sure
over to
do.
your house and be like, oh my God, you didn't buy me a stupid dessert. We don't want to do that, okay?
We don't.
Look,
we
this
don't
is
want-
nice and hot. Oh my gosh, it's like a brownie steaming. I'm like,
It looks like a giant.
it looks like a giant brownie. Okay, it's very hot though, okay? You want a bite?
I'll take a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, it's hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it is hot. It is, it's the price.
That's good though.
It's good?
Yeah, very
Tell
good.
everybody out there.
I really like it.
Here, let's keep it around.
This is a great night because we're starting with dessert.
We're
Life
starting
start
with
with dessert.
we're starting with dessert. I feel like this also, do you guys want to taste the fish? No, you probably don't, right?
I'll try the fish.
Oh, you try the fish, all right.
No, thank you.
Okay, good, at least good
I think
manners.
that this is pretty good.
All right, Davey,
Okay, this will.
give the prime a little bite.
Please consider making a donation to Federation. As we mentioned before, behind the scenes, doing the work. I just want to share a small story. I am a proud graduate of the Charles E. Smith Jewish Day School. I went there for 13 years. And now my beautiful nieces go there. And what breaks my heart a little bit is that when I was in kindergarten and first, second grade, we would just walk in. It was an open community. People come and go, and it was beautiful. And now when I go to visit my nieces, it's a fortress. It is very hard to get in. And it's, on the one hand, very sad. On the other hand, I'm so grateful that Federation has helped the Jewish Day School, the JCC, other partner organizations to build up security, and make the next generation, make all of us feel a little safer. And so, as Federation works behind the scenes to keep us safe, to build community, to build pride, we have to support them. And remember, you can respond to the text there is a chance. We're not giving books out to everybody, all 1,100 people, but you will win a chance to receive a book and to help support this just incredible organization, and that it produces events like tonight, and then also is just the bedrock of our community. I mean, Chef, please jump in if you. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be a part of this tonight. I'm starving, but I'm also really proud of the lemons in my fridge. But other than that, please.
I knew you were going to bring that up. Listen, we're proud to be a part of this as well. I grew up in Squirrel Hill, Pittsburgh. I went to Beth Shalom, which was the other conservative synagogue. Tree of Life was every other bar mitzvah and every other Shabbat that I went to as well. My mom was a school teacher at a Solomon Schechter school, a community day school, which is actually how I met my current business partner. His wife was one of my mom's students, supporting the community and supporting Federation right now, so we can have safe places where our kids can get enriched with education and with spirit that means something to us is of the utmost importance, especially right now. I don't want to be a downer. I'm also hanging out with my kids. This is not the easiest time for us to be able to simply just express ourselves or just live. So by supporting this cause, you're helping establish that. So, I mean, obviously, and you get cookbooks, which is
Signed books.
awesome. Signed cookbooks. So please do what you can. We're going to be making a donation as well tonight from this household, and I hope that you all can join me.
Yeah. Chef, just briefly, you were at the White House last week, were you not?
I was at the White House.
What were you doing there?
I asked myself that the whole night that I was there. We got to cook. It was Jewish American Heritage Month, and the fantastic team, Shelley Greenspan, who actually is does like the sort of like Jewish, she's the Jewish liaison to the White House. Really brilliant, really intelligent, hardworking, fantastic person. Shelley invited us to cook at the White House, and we catered an event there, and it was incredible. And we got called out by President Biden. He told me to stand up and get a round of applause. So it was like totally unreal. I mean, it was incredible. And a lot of my good friend Alex Edelman, who's a comedian, is there. Benji Platt and Ben Pasek and Michaela Diamond. Benji Platt and Michaela are the stars and the sort of creators of Parade, which is the Broadway musical right now that is also deals with anti-Semitism as well. And so they performed and we cooked and we had a really, really good time.
And I think it's obvious that you were chosen to be there. I mean, look, your restaurants, Dizengoff, Zahav, Laser Wolf. You are a man who is proud of your heritage, proud of your history, proud of your culture, proud of your food. And it brings us all such joy. What an amazing night. What an amazing night, and what an amazing organization. And I hope that all of you out there tonight respond to the text, enter for a chance to win a signed cookbook, but most importantly, support Federation today, tomorrow, because the need is not shrinking, unfortunately. Food insecurity, fighting anti-Semitism. Every day it grows more and more important, and we should not take the work that Federation does for granted for any moment. So I'm ready to go eat.
Oh man, yeah. Yes, I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you got to cook along. Maybe in some households when you have fresh lemons, it might actually be better.
I mean, we'll never know. I'll know.
Yeah, you'll know. You'll know. And you'll
God
never
forbid
know.
you look at my garlic.
But as you can see, we made this start to finish with one non-dominant hand and two really incredible children. So I hope that you are all out there doing the same thing. And if you're in Philly, please come and say hi. Come over to Zahav, I'll sign your cookbook, or you can come and cook with us if you want. If you're in Brooklyn, go to Laser Wolf, go to Kfar, go to Jaffa Bar. If I see you in Israel, come over and say hi, give me a big hug, okay?
Yeah, and folks, if you haven't gotten the text, simply go to, I mean, I think they'll put it in the chat, but go to shalomdc.org, I think is the, let me just double check if we could just put the link in the chat, you can go to the website, shalomdc.org, if you haven't gotten the text. I think a few people haven't gotten it yet, but just in case, please go to Shalom DC, respond to the text, and then can we get one last close-up of that food? We've gotten a few requests. The watermelon salad.
yeah.
Okay. One last look.
Yeah, should I try it over here?
Yeah.
What do you guys
That,
think?
there you go. Oh, wow.
So simple, right? Watermelon, feta or not feta, olives, easy. All right, let's do this. Let's do this frame. Oh, so simple.
So beautiful.
So simple. I get amazing leftovers, and then we'll do, that is very hot pan. I just touched with my one hand. It works. Look at that. Easy. Gluten-free, delicious. It's like 5 ingredients. You can have it. We're gonna eat it for breakfast tomorrow, just cause, and works really well for Pesach. So thank you all so much for cooking with us. Thanks for having us here. Thanks for bearing with my one arm. Guys, come over and say hi and goodbye. Come on over.
Bye.
You guys say a lot of love.
The trio of chefs.
Yeah, thank you all so much for having us, and thank you for supporting Federation, and thanks for being here with us in our kitchen, and I will see you soon. All right.
shalomdc.org/donate, respond to the text, or go to shalomdc.org/donate. Thank you all so very much.